There is a question that every single person graduating tomorrow knows the answer to. Some of us are more certain of this question than others, and many of us actually come to Harvard to figure this out. But even if we don't know the answer, it's a question that we ask ourselves often, and it's something we spend 4 years trying to figure out. What am I going to do with my talents? Some of us are going to change lives in classrooms around the world, reimagining how education is practiced and theorized. Some will use their talents to take care of patients and cure disease. Many are going to become lawyers and legislators. Still others, writers, actors, comics, and heads of state. And I'd be lying if I didn't think about this question myself. I am one of the nation's 11.3 million undocumented immigrants. My father finds work as a line cook in restaurants across New York City, and my mother finds work in beauty salons. My parents are actually here today. 엄마 and 아빠, thank you. 고맙고 사랑해. Don't cry. I knew early on that my talents were merely a testament to their sacrifice, a product of their original dream to secure a better life for me. And so I knew most of all that my talents weren't my own. They were molded by my parents' labor, shaped by their bowed legs and their blistered hands. My talents are indistinguishable from their labor. They are one and the same. Thus, this perspective I brought with me to Harvard gave new meaning to the question of, what am I going to do with my talents? And so I wondered, what am I going to do with my talents? In the face of this impossible question, I searched for my answer at the center of all human knowledge, Widener Library. Rawls challenges us to question whether our talents are something we can truly claim ownership over, like D-Hall plates, or that last piece of chicken breast before the grill closes. Indeed, Rawls says that one's talents are merely the product of luck, an arbitrary force dispensed to humans based on no moral standard. Thus, he argued, we must think about our talents as a collective asset, a common asset that must be leveraged as part of a well-regulated political union. Okay, so now to be sure, some of you are thinking, but these are my talents. I was the one who worked to cultivate them. I was the one who spent all those hours at Lamont, and I was the one who shed sweat, tears, and peppermint Rubinoff to perfect my abilities. I deserve what flows from my talents. Why should I think about it as a common asset, like a public restroom? But we swim in this culture that says what you get is tied to your talents. In reality, our talents are products of social collaboration. Our intelligence, charm, and abilities only blossom when others believe and invest in us. Dining hall workers nourish our bodies. Librarians and archivists preserve the knowledge and heritage we rely on to write our papers. And landscapers and custodial staff make our campus a beautiful place for us to completely ignore as we swipe away on Tinder. Our TFs and professors sit down with us time and time again to explain for the 100th time things like how a protease inhibitor works. We have a positive responsibility to others, a duty to liberate those who are unable to wonder, what am I going to do with my talents? And I know this isn't easy. It's not easy because it demands that we reject this notion that we can truly own our talents. It demands that we step up and own our good fortune enough to give its fruits away. But if it's any consolation, there's a reason that the inscription facing you as you leave the yard says, "Depart to serve better thy country and mankind," not "Depart to serve better thyself and thy kin." Thus, I believe truly taking this adage seriously and taking it to heart requires us to ask ourselves a slightly different form of the question we all know the answer to. What am I going to do for others with my talents?